Hey everyone, welcome to the Anarchy Podcast. 99% of traders will never make consistent profits. So why listen to the 99% of advice? On this show, we're going to challenge some of the most hallowed and repeated tenets of trading. And in doing so, set you up to succeed where others fail. Spoiler alert, we don't have a secret strategy or magic wand that will let you skip out on the hard work of learning the markets. But we can debunk viewpoints that are holding you back. If that sounds good to you, come join us.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. My name's Levi. I'm with Jordan.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going well. It's going well, man. For those who don't know, my name's Levi. He's Jordan. I'm in South Carolina in the U.S. Jordan's out in Thailand. And we're traders, we're day traders, and we're starting this podcast for a number of reasons. But one of the main reasons is that we see quite a bit of the information out there that is just, in our opinion, wrong. And we have quite a few hot takes.
Honestly, I'd be saying the vast majority of information out there is wrong. Or at least not fully truthful. Like maybe it's partially correct, but not fully correct.
Yeah, and we were just talking about this earlier, and we talk about this a lot, but it's fairly well known that about 1% of traders are profitable, right? 99% fail. And so there is some taking the 99% failure rate. It's probably a bad idea to listen to the 99% of the information out there. The fact is, it's a lot easier to make money selling information to people who don't know any better than to actually make money on the market. Yeah, and so there's just a lot of garbage out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of common sense, right? Like when you think about it, let's say all these day traders you see on YouTube and Instagram, and if they were actually bringing in millions of dollars day trading, or they were successful day traders, why in the world are they spending all this time creating content on YouTube? If it was as easy as logging in and spending an hour or two a day trading and they're that good at it, then what in the world are they doing with all this content creation? It kind of makes you start to wonder.
And even content creation is one thing. If somebody wants, if somebody gets their name out there, they have short content.
Sure.
I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but I remember kind of what started us on this journey of like going, well, something's wrong here. I was like the influx of training programs that are out there, where you start to do the math in your head, right? Where it's like, oh, it's a $2,000 training program, and we're going to spend 10 hours together, right? An hour every day for an hour every week for, X amount of weeks for 3 months or so. And $2,000. And it's like, well, wait a second. Quick math in your head. What you're supposedly making hundreds of thousands of dollars off the market every year, right? Trading, 10, 15 minutes a day. Oh, you spend an hour a day trading and you make hundreds of thousands of dollars. What the hell are you doing? Spending hours and hours of your time training me for $2,000 when supposedly you could go on the market and make $2,000 in like an
5
hour.
minutes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What are you doing with me? Like alarm bells started going off, and I remember you and I, when we were starting out, having these conversations. Like, wait a second.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I mean, just
something's fishy.
I mean, full disclosure, like how we got into trading is we did come, like, I found out this trading course. I actually am the one who got Levi involved. I was like, hey, dude, we should do this together. And we spent a fair amount of money on that trading course, trading with some trading gurus, right? Then as you start trading longer, like, it's easy because when you don't know about trading, it's really easy to get sucked in that you need these gurus, you need these expensive trading courses, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that's something we're going to be discussing in one of our next episodes, is kind of about that. But yeah, the fact is, if you are as great at trading you are, why in the world are you spending, hours and hours trying to train students for very little money?
Yeah, and just go off what you said. Many, if not most of the lessons we're going to talk about have been learned the hard way. That's just what happens in day trading. All the lessons you get are hard earned, with real money. So that was definitely one of the first ones. Was
Yeah.
you take this trading program and then realize, oh, I could learn. In my opinion, and we've talked about this before, but in my
Yeah.
opinion, you can learn the basics of trading in about half an hour on YouTube,
Yep.
and then everything else is pretty much all bullshit.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
it's kind of like that analogy we like to use about golf, right? Like I can go
yeah,
I can go to the golfing range, never have golfed before, and I can have a golf pro there, or my friend show me, hey, this is how you hold the golf club. Here's your stance. Here's how you hit the
yep,
ball. It only takes me 30 minutes to learn all of the. When I say all of, you get my point. The generic way of how do I hit a golf ball, but then it just requires thousands and thousands of repetitions to actually ingrain how to hit a golf ball. And it's kind of like that with trading, I
yeah.
feel.
Yeah, and one of the just to put a word to it, it's the difference between explicit versus implicit learning, right? And this is kind of one of the main things I wanted to, tell everybody kind of right off the bat. Beginners, including myself and you, when we got into this, you're told and you're lied to by people who are taking advantage of you or who just don't know any better themselves. You're told that day trading is explicit learning. It's like math, right?
Like, look at
Someone
this
teaches you
indicator
how to,
here. This line
yeah,
crosses
yeah,
this line. This
yeah,
resistance
you
is
follow
bounced off
these
of twice.
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You follow these rules. It's like some teacher and can teach you how to add two numbers together, and they teach you the rules, and then you can go do it. Yeah, you can just go add whatever two numbers together. That's how math works. It's explicit learning. There's rules you follow, and they always work. And then they teach you that that's how day trading works. So hey,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If a few things happen, A happens plus B plus C, then you take the trade, and it's just not how it works. Your example is perfect. We use golf as an example a lot, which is that's implicit learning where you can learn the rules fairly simply, um, but then it's just time. It's just repetition.
Yeah, yeah, and the
So
and the funny thing is,
yeah,
I think, and golf is even a better example than maybe like you could even use piano as an example, but piano it's not quite the same because think about golfing. I can go out there and occasionally I can rip a great drive. Doesn't matter if I've only been golfing for a few hours. I can rip a great drive. I can even rip off maybe two
yeah,
or three great drives in a row, and that's where it starts getting dangerous like new traders, right? Because we go, oh, I learned this system, and I go and I do it, and I go, bam! I was like, oh, that was a great trade. And then I do it again.
yeah.
Bam, that was a great trade. But then then now you start going, oh wait, I'm losing money. I'm losing more money. Something's wrong. You start overanalyzing, and before you know it, you're just in a big pile of mess.
Yeah, and any new trader will, and we went through the same thing.
Oh,
Any
absolutely.
profitable trading goes through a phase where they think what they need to change is their swing. So they go to the golf course and they're changing up their swing every time they go to the golf course. As a day trader, you have a couple good days and then you start losing and you lose consistently and you're like, oh no, let me change up what I'm doing. Let me change up my strategy. I gotta, maybe use a different indicator or wait for the SMA to cross, or you wait for this specific Brachiosaurus slash fishbone diagram, whatever, like whatever tool you're using. And you just it becomes this rat race of trying to chase down the perfect strategy, not realizing strategy is just a tool to make the money. There are a million strategies that could all make money potentially, but the strategy is not what makes you money. It's just a tool. And then you have to be able to wield that tool correctly. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's like going to the golf range and trying to switch up your swing every time you go instead of realizing, hey, this is implicit learning. I have to pick something and then just do it over and over and over, and eventually I'll get it. And that's just not taught. I've never heard that before. I keep
no,
hearing, oh, you got to
it's
use
not
this
heard, and
strategy.
it's not taught. And what also is never
Yeah,
mentioned is how long it actually takes the successful people to be successful. Like, for instance, like no one, like very few people, and even very few people go golfing, and within 3 months they are pro level, doing really well, excellent golfers. Like, some people have better natural ability, but it still takes significant amount of time. And the same is with trading. Everyone says, oh, you learn this strategy, you apply these rules, and you'll be profitable within a month as long as you follow these rules die hard, right? And that's just absolutely a complete lie. If you start talking to people in the industry, you find out most people, to get profitable, they're taking 2, 3, 4, 5 years to become profitable in trading.
Yeah, and again, it is a little bit ridiculous when you put it into perspective, like, golf, right? It's like, hey, if somebody says, hey, I'll teach you to golf, and within a month you'll be able to be in the top 1%, because that's what it takes to make money. You have to be in the top 1% of traders to make money. I'll put you in the top 1% of golfers. You just have to train with me for a month and give me $2,000. That guy, you would go, well, that's insane, right? That guy's obviously lying to you and trying to take your money. But in trading, people don't know any better. We didn't know any better, right? And so people get suckered in instead of realizing, hey, it's just going to take time. It's going to take brute force to make money. You got to be in the top 1%. And that there's no shortcuts. There's no special strategy. There's no special rules. There's no special candlestick pattern to watch for. It is your brain. It takes time, and it's going to be an investment. And that's not something that's taught. And I think the reason that's not taught, I want to hear your thoughts on this, but one of the main reasons it's not taught is because people are actually successful don't sell courses.
No, like, this is something this is something we were talking about. I think we were on a road trip, right? We were on a road trip a couple months ago, and we were talking about this. Like, the successful people, like, think about it. You have all these, if you've been in trading for any amount of time, you're going to be used to you're probably part of 5, 6, 7 different Discord servers with people talking about, should I take this trade or this trade and that trade? Let's be honest. Everyone in those Discord servers, at least 99% of them, are failing traders. The people who are good and the people who are successful, guess what? They're in their Lamborghini or with their family on a beach somewhere in the Bahamas, not even looking at Discord, because you know what? They're successful traders. They don't need any of that crap.
Yeah. Discord is for the people who are failing. And that's not necessarily like we're on those Discord servers, right?
Yeah, it's good for community and encouragement. Yeah.
It's fine, but it's not a place to get strategy from. They're all people who are similarly struggling. And when the successful people tend to just dip, right? Once you start making money, the successful people leave the Discord servers. They stop selling courses, because why the hell would you sell a course? It's not worth your time. And so you end up with this big vacuum that then gets filled by a bunch of shysters. And so
I think we'll probably discuss that in another episode. But it's absolutely
there's
absolutely something that's preyed upon. Yeah.
What we wanted to do in this podcast is just 10, 15 minutes, put out free content we're not selling to anybody, and be able to kind of spread what, again, is fairly unique, and it shouldn't be unique information. wanted to send that out to struggling traders or even advanced traders, and get some clarity in what ends up being a really murky field.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, until next time.
Until next time. That's our 10, 15 minutes. We'll be back. We'll be doing this every couple times a week, and keeping people up to date, informed on the topics. We're going to go over some stuff that is going to ruffle some feathers, I'm sure, but hopefully we give some challenging and encouraging topics coming up. So appreciate it.